Hey, what is going on, guys and girls? James from Twintendo here. And today we're going to be talking about some brand new information regarding Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Now, as you guys can see, this is regarding school, and this is a kind of a big feature about Serene Village. And I did mention about the school, whether it would be in the village, about 2.5 weeks ago on the Serene Village details video. Now, that video is kind of a prequel to this video, I guess. So if you haven't seen that one, that's going to be on screen and in the description if you're on mobile and tablet. If you haven't seen that one, definitely watch that first and then come back to this one, because it will help you understand a lot of what I'm going to say in this video. So before I get started with this video, I just kind of want to take a step back and just talk about Satoru Iwata's passing over the past couple of days. It's been a very emotional time as a Nintendo fan. I've been a massive fan of his works, and it's really tough for me to basically speak and do a recording about this, because he's a man I did look up to in some ways, because he basically gave me and millions of people my childhood, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And it is upsetting for me to speak about this, but got to remember him as one of the greatest men in gaming history, and I just want to say my thanks to him. And guys, if you can comment down below and just if you want to just pay your respects, it'd mean a lot to me, and I know it would mean a lot to him. I know he's not just a businessman, he was someone who was very passionate about gaming. And I know a lot of you guys said, oh, make a video about Iwata because you're a big Nintendo fan, and I am, but I don't want to do that just because it would seem like I'm going for views. I just want to put this in a video that isn't really about Iwata, just because it kind of shows that he does mean something to me in terms of I'm a massive fan, and I don't want to kind of mooch off his legacy just for views. So that's why I'm just putting it in this video, guys, and I hope you do understand. It's not easy, so don't obviously if people are upset about his passing, don't, obviously, I'm not saying you would take the mic or upset them even further, but just be careful what you say, because a lot of people are kind of emotional about this situation. So yeah, he passed from cancer, as you're probably aware, and it's it's just good to get awareness out. Just be grateful for who you've got. And anyway, guys, I'm sorry to put you on a downer. Let's get into the video. I just wanted to say my part is all about his passing. So I'm going to make a video that he's going to be proud of. So everybody, let's get into this video. So basically, first of all, guys, we get to see a brand new picture, and this is basically the top area of Serene Village that I talked about in like my previous video, like I said. But we get to see it in more detail here, and we get to see Farfetch'd and Simipour. Now, these characters are very interesting and very important. I'm not sure they're going to be important to the story as a whole, but I will get back to them in a little bit. And basically, we can also see the buildings in the back, and a bit of stairs. And I'm guessing those buildings are like either other school buildings, or maybe other indoor classrooms, or maybe, well, you'll see. You get to see inside the buildings, I think, in a little bit. So anyway, we get to see Simipour introducing Chimchar. Now, it looks like, I think Chimchar is the partner in this situation, because there is no sign of any other Pokemon that's like a starter Pokemon. And we got to see a picture earlier that was Piplup arguing with Pancham, and in these kind of promotional images, Piplup was the starter. In fact, Piplup's in the trailer as a partner, even not the starter. Piplup's the partner, Pikachu's the starter, and we get to see Piplup kind of arguing with Pancham. Now, it kind of makes this seem like this is a prologue, and this is before you're kind of spawned into the Mystery Dungeon world. But anyway, I'll get back to that in a little bit. So basically, what we can see is the teachers in the background when Chimchar's being introduced. So we get to see Ordino, we get to see Farfetch'd, and we get to see Watchog. And basically, I think Ordino might be the school nurse, just because that's kind of fitting with the Pokemon. Obviously, he could have got Chansey, but maybe not. It could be, a teacher. I'm not going to, try and be sexist or anything, or like by saying if it's a female, it's going to be school nurse. But I don't know. I saw Ordino as kind of like a healing Pokemon, so that was my first thought. Like I said, could be a teacher. Again, we get to see Simipour. Now, Simipour is actually the head teacher, and that is very, very strange, to be honest. Of all the Pokemon you get as a head teacher, Simipour. Now, it's good to have a mix. It took me by surprise, Simipour, that it was head teacher, and that's cool. And if you do like that, there's nothing against that. I just find it weird, is all. I don't know why I find it weird, but I just can't imagine it as a head teacher. I don't know, it looks too chilled out. But anyway, get to see Pancham, and basically, this isn't a surprise, but Pancham, apparently, I translated the tweets, and Pancham is the bully of the school. Not a big surprise, like I said, because if you've seen the demo, Pancham is a douchebag to Goomy, and everyone loves Goomy. Like, Goomy's just so cute. You can get Goomy slippers and everything. The Goomy merchandise is awesome. I probably need to get some sooner or later. But yeah, and Shelmet, who's kind of like the other douchebag, is actually kind of like the follower of Pancham, so you know it's its friend and kind of looks up to Pancham for bullying Pokemon. Again, it's not cool, guys. Bullying, this is a no bullying area, this comment zone, so make sure you have nice comments today. But enough of my silly ranting, let's move on. We get to see Chimchar in perhaps the nurse's office, because we do get to see Ordino. And we do get to see some hay bales, which are basically, not hay bales, but like hay, I guess, like lumps of hay. And they're normally like the beds, and I thought this could be like, you know, how you have in the nurse's office. You have the beds that, you know, people can lie on, and I just thought it reminded me of that, like why would there be beds in other classrooms? So I don't know, that's why I thought it was in nurse's office to begin with. Next we get to see Esper looking depressed, and this time actually, guys, I did say Esper in one of my other videos. I accidentally called Esper Meowstic. I'm not making that mistake again, guys. So we get to see Esper looking depressed. You know, that's kind of the same for Esper. Esper is always looking miserable, so yeah, nothing new here really, guys. Also get to see Mudkip, which is awesome. We get to see Mudkip in Foreboding Forest, which is the first dungeon. It's good to see Mudkip. Basically, as you guys know, I'm a massive Mudkip fan. You can even see from our logo, love Mudkips. So yeah, it's really cool to see. Also get to see Mr. Nuzleaf for the first time. Now, if you guys don't know Mr. Nuzleaf or who that person is, I did a demo breakdown, and basically they're from the demo. They were mentioned in the demo of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, and they take in your player, so you know the starter Pokemon that you pick at the start. We haven't seen that, so I'm guessing this picture shows them walking towards the kind of waterfall area where you discover your Pokemon, because it kind of looks like it's leading up to a watery area. I don't know, that's just my thought. It makes sense that Nuzleaf would be walking through the woods and then sees you and then takes you back to Serene Village. Again, like I said, it's all speculation, guys, but it's all fun to talk about this kind of stuff. So anyway, get to see another shot of Simipour. Again, you know, just a more detailed picture. I just thought I'd throw that in just so you guys could see it. Next, we get to see this big orb of light. Now, for me, this reminded me of the personality test. Is this the start or the end of the personality test? Because you get to see this kind of like light going through, like, I don't know, like a cosmic tunnel. It's awesome. It looks great, the personality test, what they've done this time. And it reminded me of that. It might be like when you finished, or if you guys remember Explorers of Time and Darkness, when you put your finger on the touchscreen to scan your aura. It would be something like that. That was a very cool feature. Definitely like to see that return, since the personality test is returning. Next, we get to see the principal's office, and this looks awesome, guys. If you haven't seen the sides of the office, it's kind of got like water. It just looks really great, guys, and you can tell they put a lot of effort into this game. You know, a lot of details in there, and that's what I really like. And you can just tell a lot of hard work's gone in, and it's just everything I see about this game makes me more excited and more hyped for it. So yeah, definitely good signs here so far, guys. And next we get to see Farfetch'd at the entrance to the school. Now I'm going to show you where this is on the Serene Village map. So it's just kind of going from the top path of the Pokemon Plaza. You just go straight up and there's a little entrance. And there's actually an exit behind Farfetch'd, which we can also see on the map. Now if you guys watch my Serene Village video, this is the exit I wanted to take when I first got the game. Well, when I first get the game, I said I want to go to that exit just because it looks interesting, because all the exits lead out to, like, you know, a dirt road, but this one goes into a forest. Now whether this is a dungeon or, you know, leads to another town like the one we saw in the trailers is another question, but I don't know, something about it looks really cool. It's got the big arch and it just looks really, really interesting. And I wonder if Farfetch'd is at the entrance of the school, maybe because, you know, how people are at the entrances when, you know, students are late and they just wait for, you know, them to come in. I wonder if it's like that, you know, your partner or you, maybe you join a school and you're running late, and, you know, Farfetch'd is just there to keep attendance. It's interesting, guys. Comment down below what you think about anything I've said so far. It's really, really interesting, this school. Next we get to see, actually, on this image is the pond at the bottom left next to Farfetch'd. That's kind of interesting because I did mention that, like I said in the previous video, and I don't know what that could be for. Is it just like, you know, detail like I was talking about earlier? Was it something more? Maybe it's Lombre's Lotus Pond, I think it was. Yeah, it was Lombre's Lotus Pond, and it talks about in the demo Trico kind of trampling through it. So that could be the pond that was talked about. And I actually talked about that part of the back left. There's a kind of striped bit of field. I talked about that being Caracosta's berry field because it talked about having an Auron berry field in the demo. Maybe this is actually not a berry field. I mean, it still could be. It'd just be weird to have it on school grounds. Maybe this is actually like, you know, the place where the Pokemon have their recreation, maybe gym classes. I don't know. I mean, it's next to, you know, their classroom, and it just makes sense. So, you know, once their classes are finished, they'd go and, you know, have a bit of play around or go and explore. I don't know. I do like the school, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like I want to see these Pokemon develop into kind of mature explorers. What I like about previous Mystery Dungeon games So it's quite a mature storyline in a way compared to main game Pokemon games. I don't know, this seems like it's going across Gates of Infinity kind of storylines, like it's aimed more towards kids, but you know other people can still play it, whereas Explorers of Time and Darkness and Blue and Red Rescue Team, they were a bit more, I don't know, darker, I guess, in terms of storyline. That's my opinion, guys. Don't be offended if you differ. Like, I know there's going to be dark moments in Gates of Infinity, and there will be in this game, that's for sure, but I don't know, so far, the fact that you're a kid in school, I just like the fact that I would definitely prefer that, not to be in the game, just so any person can pick up the game and feel like they're that Pokemon. But we'll see, guys. Maybe you do maybe there is a time jump or something. I'd personally like that. Comment down below what you guys think. Do you like the school, and do you like being a kid in this game, or do you rather, have your own kind of age that you could set, or just, a bit more, an older Pokemon? That's what I'd like personally, an older Pokemon. This kind of seems a bit, I don't know, like, because it's the start of the game, so it's okay. Like, you could develop further and that'll be fine, and obviously there is going to be a storyline and you might develop as this goes on, but I just don't like the idea, guys. I know I'm rambling, so we'll move on, guys. Next we get to see Farfetch taking names in a classroom, or, well, I say taking names, could be actually teaching, but it kind of looks like it's, doing attendance, looking down at, say, a sheet of paper with people's names on it, and we get to see Pancham and maybe Shelmet sleeping in the back of the class. Looks like they're not paying attention. And if Pancham gets told off, just deserves it, because Pancham, like I said, I don't like Pancham. Shelmet, meh, it's kind of following Pancham, so again, don't like Shelmet. So hopefully these guys will, turn out okay in the end. And basically, guys, that is the end of the video, because there's no more pictures to show you. But if there are more pictures, I will definitely let you guys know. You can actually find them on the Pokemon Japan's Twitter. They post them sometimes, I don't know how often, but it seems to be around every a couple of days or 5 days or something. And I'm also going to be doing a follow-up video tomorrow. Yes, that's right. 2 Mystery Dungeon videos in 2 days. Now, normally I do space my Mystery Dungeon videos out so I don't run out of content to give you guys. But hopefully, I will be posting this video out tomorrow, just because it's like a direct follow-up to this. And then I will give another 2-day break, just because, like I said, I don't want to run out of things and then not have anything to post to you guys for a bit. So yeah, that is it for this video. Guys, if you really did enjoy this video, it would mean a whole lot to me if you hit that like button. As you guys have been doing, our channel's grown in so much in such a short time, and it's all thanks to you guys' support, so definitely keep it up. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, there's a big red button on screen, just where Trico is. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed what you saw. And if you haven't seen our 2 previous videos, guys, they're on screen. First one on the left is, well, is it Zygarde's new form? We don't know, but basically they showed a new Pokemon off in Koro Leaks. Haven't seen that? Check that video out. And on the right is another Super Mystery Dungeon video. This is about who is Caracosta, what is their role in the game, and I've tried to answer that, and you guys really enjoyed that video. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check that one out. And guys, hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in our next video.